What's up, y'all? We back at it with another episode of Kaiju number 8, episode 19 to be exact. And this is probably my favorite episode of season 2 so far. And I know some of y'all are going to be like, yo, are you kidding me? With all the stuff we got with the general, with Kafka? Like, yo, there's so many better moments. Nah, man. Nah. This episode was my favorite, man. For one, it hovered around my boy Reno as well as Iharu. And not only that, this episode, compared to the others, they actually took their time with this episode. They didn't like fast track. Now, don't get me wrong, those other episodes were amazing, and I enjoyed each and every one of them, but they were a little fast paced. Like, some of the situations were over before you know it. And when it came to this episode, like, yo, they really gave us all of the content and all of the details that we got in the manga. Now, if you want to go look at the manga to compare it, it actually takes place between chapter 60 all the way to halfway of chapter 63. Now, they could have gave us all of 63, but they chose to stop halfway into that chapter, for this episode. Now, I like the fact that they did that. When you look at the past episodes, we usually got anywhere from 3 to 4 chapters in one episode. Like I said, this one is 2.5 chapters. And I really like the fact that they took the time out to just make sure we got all the details when it came to the friendship of your boy Reno and Iharu. Like, I don't know, I just thought that was a very nice touch. We about to get into this though. Make sure you subscribe, hit the bell for all notifications. Currently at work, but hopefully you still rock with the video. Now, I'm sitting at my desk watching this, and when I read the manga for Iharu and how he came about, I was like, damn, man, I really like this character. And the anime, damn if the anime ain't got me liking him more. I can see a lot of people just saying like, yo, I'm not the biggest fan of this character, but like just seeing what he went through, how he was a kid in school where he was always the top, he had the top grades, he was the top in PE and stuff like that, where everyone always looked at this guy like, yo, man, this kid is going places, he's going to do great things. He himself is even thinking that, yo, like, he's like, I'm feeling myself getting stronger. Oh man, like, I'm able to learn stuff so fast and absorb everything like a sponge. Like, yo, I'm gonna be one of the greats, like Mina, Hoshina, or even Gin. Like, yo, I'm gonna be one of those. Pretty soon my face will be on pictures that other kids will look at and want to strive to be. He's thinking all of these things, and then he actually make it to the defense force, and he realized like, yo, it's real out there. There are people out there that are better than me. He starts to realize that, and as hard as he tried, there were just some people he couldn't best. He said it himself. Eventually, he got to a point where he felt like he hit a brick wall, and all his other peers were passing that wall. They were getting past it with ease. You see him looking at Kikaru as she walked past him. You see him, see his other defense force members running past him, and he's like, yo, damn, it can't get no worse than this. And then the one person that he didn't expect, this monster demon as he called it, Reno, shows up and just surpassed him in every single way. And that was crazy for him. It was something he never experienced, to be last place, to be someone struggling to be at the top that'll never reach it. You even have him go as far to say, and that's why I really love this episode, because it shows you how real friendship is. Like, you want to be happy for your friends, but there is a little part of you that's still sad. Because, you have it where he talks about Reno and how he passed out, when he first tried to use the number weapon 6 suit. And he says like, yo, part of me was a little bit happy that he wasn't able to master this suit, because he will still be back here with me in the back of the line. A part of him felt like that. And that's, that's understandable, but he realized that that wasn't the way to be. And eventually he comes to terms with his place in the world. He's like, yo, I can't keep thinking like this. Like, Reno's my friend. I should want the best for my friend. And I really like that part of the episode. And then we get to Reno, someone who's been putting so much pressure on his own back that, some people may have not even witnessed it until this episode, where you may have not noticed it until this episode, where you have him constantly blaming himself for what happened with Kafka. He says to himself like, yo, had it not been for me, had I not been so damn weak, Kafka wouldn't be in the predicament that he's in right now. He wouldn't have been forced to transform and show who he was to the world. He could still be a part of the Defense Force Division 3 had Reno had been stronger. That's what Reno is saying to himself. He's blaming himself for all the heartache that your boy Kafka is going through, even though he had nothing to do with this. He's like, yo, if only I was stronger, my friend Kafka wouldn't have to resort to transforming in front of everybody. And he also feels responsible for Iharu and how he got hurt facing off against number 9. This is all the burden that your boy Reno is carrying on his shoulders. And you have it where this captain, he realized that. He's like, yo, this isn't the suit making him move like this. This is his own desire to get stronger. And you have it where he's constantly pushing himself. He's pushing himself to the breaking limit. Usually the human body has limiters in place that we're not even aware of to keep us from doing stuff that's too strenuous for our bodies. But you have it where if you're wearing a number suit, you could bypass that. You could bypass those blockers and push beyond what your body's even capable of. And I like this moment that we got to see in this episode because it made me think of Rock Lee from Naruto, and how when he went into the 8 gates, he broke his limiters and he was able to do stuff that the average human couldn't do. And you have it where, you know, Reno body, his limbs, his muscles and stuff were tearing apart. He was ripping himself apart from the inside out to try to have the power necessary to take on these kaijus and master this number weapon suit 6. And you have it where it made me think of Rock Lee when he did the 8 gates. His muscles was tearing themselves apart. But you have it where your boy Reno is constantly pushing himself. He's constantly pushing himself to the point that he ends up breaking and tearing his body apart. Now, seeing how his suit worked in the anime, it was amazing. It was beautiful. But I feel like it was overshadowed by how amazing the storytelling was for this particular episode. You even have it where Reno himself realized that, like, he's pushed himself to the max. There's nothing else he can do. You got the captain saying like, yo, we're going to have to step in and help this guy. We're going to have to finish it and get these guys off the battlefield. But then you have Reno saying to himself like, yo, I'm weak. I'm still so weak. Despite all the stuff he did in this episode up until this point, how far he pushed himself, getting his combat level to 54. Despite all of that, he still was viewing himself as being weak because he failed to take out the kaiju threat that was in front of him. But then you have Iharu showing up again, showing why he's such a great friend, saying like, yo, Captain, give us more time. We can handle this. And he ends up snapping Reno out of his own mind. Like, he's pretty much telling Reno like, yo, get a hold of yourself. We can do this. You're better than this. Show me why you're better. And you have it where he's like, yo, we can work together to take down this kaiju threat. And that's how the episode ends. I kind of wish it would have finished, but then again, that means next episode is going to be even that amazing, because what's going to happen in the next episode is going to be really crazy for my anime onlys. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but you guys are in for a nice treat. And I hope this episode, as well as next week's episode, will bring a lot more fans to Iharu, because he's such a great and underrated character, in my opinion. But let me know y'all thoughts down below on this one. And if you like the video, thumb it up, please subscribe, hit the bell, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.